On 12/31/2024, my buddy Kodama released a tool called What's My Name Docker, an extension of What's My Name, an OSINT tool that does username enumeration. I said that I would make a video helping out in any way that I can, teaching people how to use Docker. It's February. As I was saying before, What's My Name is a great username enumeration tool that searches about 633 websites. There are sometimes false positives, but a lot of the time it's very accurate. So here we have my username, pex.x, and we see if we click right here, it's going to bring me to a new tab with my profile. From here we can do further enumeration, see if there's any linked accounts, and go from there. What's My Name Docker is a tool that was built in order to have some sort of scalability with this OSINT tool. So you want to deploy it? You can. It's really easy, really simple, and there's a great walkthrough on the actual GitHub page. It is fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough. So I'm in my testing environment now where I created a DigitalOcean droplet, which basically means a VM, but on the cloud. Essentially, what I ended up doing was I made a fantastic mega script that basically goes through all of the things that are inside of that walkthrough just automatically. So we run this, it installs the repository, it installs Docker if you don't have it on your machine, it initializes all of your secrets, and then does the post request to the actual web server for anything different. So to start out, we're going to run that, and we're just going to run finalscript.sh. This name is contingent to change, so just because I'm running final script, it may be some other setup script.sh or something around those lines. We're going to hit enter, and we're going to hit yes. Now, if you're not root, you cannot run this, so make sure you type in sudo su beforehand in order to get to root access on your machine. We're going to hit yes to execute the script, and it's going to run. So now we're going to type in the username we want to search, and let's say we want to search pex.x again. We're going to hit enter. It's going to start installing Docker. If Docker is already installed, it's going to bypass this step and just start a general system update. Once it's finished updating, it's going to start installing all of the necessary certificates for Docker. Once that's installed, it's going to add all the key rings, and it's going to finish the Docker install completely. Once we're done installing Docker, we're going to clone the entire What's My Name directory from the Kodama Chameleon GitHub page. You're going to get a container ID, which is basically a unique identifier for each Docker container. You're going to initialize your secret, including the user. You're going to get your access token, which is right here, which is a JSON web token. It's a really cool structure. I really like the way that this is made. On top of that, we're going to fetch the API. We're going to update it. And then we're going to get a job ID. And this job ID is going to take about 60 seconds to load the job in its entirety. And there's a lot of different things that we can do. But essentially, it's going to create the secrets, it's going to create your user, it's going to initialize that database on our end, all for us automatically. Once the 60 seconds is up, it's going to print all of the results to final.out.txt. And then it's going to print our job ID and all of our statuses of all of the accounts that they found. So now, on top of the web browser extension of What's My Name, we have some additional hits. So here we see that there's a TikTok that's validating that there's a TikTok account under that name. We have a YouTube username, which is my YouTube account. And these didn't pop up on the web version. So sometimes having this extra step and this extra tool is really, really helpful. So if we cd into the What's My Name Docker repository, we can see that there were two files created, accesstoken.txt and credsdeleteme.txt. Credsdeleteme is your creds, so it's your user created and your secret key. Make sure, especially if this is in any sort of production environment or anything where this is a front-facing, public-facing web server, make sure that this is completely removed from your machine. You don't want this getting out there. On top of that too, we have our access token, which is how we query the entire database after the fact. So once we run our initial script, our final script.sh, we can then run the after initialized database.sh script. So let's run that now. If we type this in, after initialized database, and we hit enter, we're going to say yes to the same thing. And we're going to say that this time we want to search up the name Kodama on everything. So we're going to hit enter now, and it's going to do the same exact thing that it did before, except this time it's going to be only a 60-second wait time over installing Docker on a brand new container, over going through the processes, over everything else. It's just going to be the 60-second wait time until you get all of your results back. I'll also say this while I'm waiting. The biggest thing about this that it can't do right now is a multi-batch search, which basically means it can't search up multiple usernames at one time quite yet, just because of some limitations I have on my programming ability. So now if we ls and we see that there's a master output file, if we cat our master output file, then what ends up happening is we see all of the results in every different type of thing for the username Kodama. The reason this looks like this is because it's in CSV format already, so you can plug it into Sheets, Excel, and see a documented individual sheets list, which is really, really cool. All of these scripts will be publicly on my GitHub, link in description. So if you want to go and check those out and read through the code and see how I did what I did, you can feel free to do that, but you can clone this and then just pretty much run this. I just like automating things, and so especially OSINT, it's always great to automate OSINT. So the tools will be in the description. Feel free to check them out, and that's all I got. See ya.